What up, gang? Figure I'd just come make a video. Um, Life update, just everything going on with little old me. Um, my last video pretty much told y'all that I ended up having baby boy early. I had him February the 2nd. So here's the story time on that, and then we can get into the life update. So January 15th, I was going to a regular checkup appointment for me. Um, let's see, my GYN doctor. Um, um, it wasn't a sonogram appointment, it was a checkup with the actual doctor. So, they take you back to take your vitals and everything. Um, Typical day for me, my plan was to go and come back to work because I had stuff to do. So, they took my blood pressure, and of course, it was high. So, the girl took it again, and she said it's still high. That instant, my doctor said that you need to go to the emergency room. Your pressure's high, and it was 160 over 110. So of course I was parked in the garage, but the emergency room is directly across the street from her clinic. So I walked in there, and they said, I told him how many weeks pregnant I was. He said, okay, you going in the, I said, I'm here because my doctor sent me here because she said my pressure was high, um, and I'm 32 weeks pregnant. They instantly rushed me in the bed. The triage nurse, or one of the nurses, I don't know which one he was. No, I think he was a nurse because triage nurse be outside in the open part. This nurse was in the back. He took my pressure again. It went a little lower, but it still was in a very high range. Again, it was crazy. So they ended up taking me to the labor and delivery triage of Mercy on the upside of the hospital. At this point, by then, I had called him, told him his mother went to go get him to bring him to the hospital. He showed up when they were going to transport me to the labor and delivery triage. So we get to that part, they run it again, it's still high. They're like, okay, let's give you some Tylenol, liquid Tylenol, and, pretty much see what happens. Also, ended up hooking me up to a baby monitor and all that. I ended up getting a contraction twice. Um, and the whole time it was funny because I really didn't feel them. But the girl, when she ran in the room, she was like, you didn't feel that? I'm like, feel what? She said, you had 2 contractions. I said, okay, wow. So they're still giving me meds and everything. And at that point, I'm ready to go. They didn't have me here all day, all night long. I was over it. Um, Push come to shove, it ended up being where I wasn't going home. They end up taking me to the main hospital part, and I end up being on the mommy and baby floor. Eighth floor is called the mommy and baby floor. The eighth and the 10th floor. Um, End up meeting with my doctor. They were running a lot of blood work and running a lot of tests, and come to find out, had preeclampsia, and that she would have to induce me at 34 weeks, which means I was staying there, right? So I'm at Mercy every day. They got me hooked up to a baby monitor, hooked me up to IVs, and giving me all kinds of stuff. And I'm telling you, the journey. Leading closer up to my 34 weeks, They tried to induce me for 2 days. First day was a fail. They got this little pill they put in your stuff. That don't work. Not for me. Then they tried it again. Then they tried this balloon. The next day, still nothing. This was the 31st and the 1st. And I mean, I'm in pain. The contractions is coming on strong. They end up giving me an epidural. Um, I mean, whew, them contractions was coming on extreme because what they were giving me was allowing it to come strong. Oh my goodness. So after that, um, February the 2nd, that morning, because they make rounds in the morning. They switched shifts at the hospital around about 7:30. So they started to make their morning rounds. I think she made it to my room. The doctor, not my GYN doctor, but one of the doctors that work along with her, one of the physicians. She said, they set me up. She said, baby, I can't. She said, ma'am. And, again, she was so nice. But she was straight up. She said, listen, you've been induced since the 31st to yesterday. If you cannot have a vaginal birth, you'll be having a C-section. Let's go. The minute she said that, all the nurses on the floor rushed in the room. All you see is all these blue scrubs running in the room. Of course, my first time being pregnant, my emotions all over the place because that really wasn't what I wanted to do. But at the same time, hey, who knows best? We got to do what we have to do for the sake of my baby. We got to do what we got to do. And, of course, he was a little a little bit like upset, a little bit and everything. I have the dopest godmother ever, who kept both of us calm at the same time. How did she do that? I don't know, but he felt like because of his, it was a lot at once with him. He felt overwhelmed, so he was like, "I want you to go." They did the C-section. He came out at February 2nd, 2026 at 10:55 a.m. 5 pounds and 11 ounces. I barely remember. I think I remember kissing him, and that's probably it. They ended up taking me to the recovery room. They said everything went great. Baby is beautiful. He ended up in the NICU. Ended up going back to my room. She cleaned me up, put PJs on me, and I slept. They never brought baby to my room. Baby was a preemie. So baby was in the NICU. When I finally got enough strength, because they had to let me recover 4 days after having a C-section. So I had him on a second. I wanted to go see him every day after that. I don't care if I was hurting. I wanted to see my baby off the rip. I got discharged February the 6th. I'm like, I can't do this. They was like, you want to go see baby before you leave? I couldn't do it. Because I knew I was going to cry. I cried every time I seen him because he was beautiful. He was everything. And I now know what it felt like to be a mom at that point. It just hit me cold-heartedly. I come home, I'm in recovery. Honey, thank God to him. He washed me up. He was bathing me. He said, Cammy, I couldn't do nothing. When they say good man Savannah, I keep trying to brag about it. I got it. I have it. And I'm grateful for him every day. Good man Savannah. My God. Baby came home the 16th of February. We went to our very first appointment. After that, I had to go to my week's post-op. They took the incisions off um, off of me and everything. Then I had to go to my first pediatrician appointment for him. He had gained 2 pounds. No, very first appointment he gained a pound or two, I think. But then the second appointment he gained 8 pounds. So right now he's currently 8 pounds, 4 ounces, and 20 inches long of beautifulness. Um, his full name is Robert Tyler Stanfield. I did not pick this name. I did not choose this name, and I did not name him. His father named him. His father decided to name him, and when he decided, because that wasn't really, it was so funny because that originally was not going to be our child's name. I think I never forget, we went out to breakfast one morning, we were talking about children's names, and I promise you that was not um, the name we talked about ever. So when he came up with this name, I knew, I don't know, I said, what a man, you know. He first name is my grandfather's, the rest of it is his name. And I said, oh my goodness, you know, and um, it touched me in a different kind of way emotionally. Of course, y'all know I'm a crier constantly, um, but um, yeah. So he is now a month old. He turned a month old. Of course, you know, March the 2nd, growing baby. I love every bit of him. Um, he he gives me a lot of personality. It's the facial expressions for me. I love when he smiles, he laughs. Good baby. Actively a worm. He cannot sit still for nothing. He like to be a worm, but it's okay. He snores. He greedy, but I love him. um, I've only been a mom for a month. Okay. Um, so let's just say in the last month, how do I feel? Blessed. Um, I never would have known at 25 years old or even at 30 years old, this what my life would be. Because you don't know what your life going to be, you know. And it's just funny how God works. I told y'all before, months before I knew I was pregnant, my grandmother knew before she passed on. And she even knew the sex of my baby, you know, and all that. So when I found out I was pregnant July 28th of 2025, I was already 6 weeks and 3 days. I found out the sex in September. And when they said a boy, I instantly got emotional because I said, this lady knew. She knew. And I'm thankful, I'm grateful. First at the top of the charts, God has been very good to me in multiple different ways. I give him all the honor, all the glory, and all the praise each and every day. Secondly comes my man. My man, my man, my man. And I mean that seriously. Um, Emotionally there, always, every time. Through so much. I couldn't have picked, I couldn't have picked. Huh. He found me. Okay. Put that out there. I couldn't have a better partner. I couldn't have picked a better partner to be with, to share my life with, to have a baby with, to laugh with, to joke with, to talk to. He is more than, he's my best friend. He's my lover. He's my man. He's my husband. He's he's that guy. He's a guy who gets up every day and go to work and hustle for me and baby. And for that, I love him twice as much. Um, I'm glad he has good men in his life who are good men in my life to keep him encouraged, to motivate him more. Most young men, because he's still a young man, need that. And so I'm glad that they give him that good energy vibe. My village, my village is the guys, the godfather, the uncle, my mother and his. Them four the hallway. I couldn't listen. I don't care. I'm bragging about my mama because um, I brag a lot, but this right here went to a whole nother level. So I decided I sent my mother these flowers to her house, and I know my mother don't like pink, right? So I had to find a florist near her house because she lives in North Carolina. So they got this amazing florist, which I forgot the name of it. Ooh, it's in my email though. It's right there on Capitol Boulevard, which is like not there, like less than 10 minutes from my mother's house. My mother wasn't home. She was at my cousin's house. Which I didn't know because the delivery was coming, right? But the girl who was staying with her, her homegirl, was just pulling up after the guy had left. So I did this delivery. And I sent her some flowers and I put on this card. And I mean, seriously, this is all I said. Thank you for everything with all the love. Put me, his name, and the baby name on it. The girl said, I called up and said, Mom, I left you this delivery at your house, but I guess the girl got it, you got to see when you get home. Video call me. I think like an hour and a half later, she gets home and she video called and she said, what did you do that for? She said, they are beautiful, Sateria. She said, so beautiful. She said, I kept wondering why Miss Lane was so excited for me to come in there and see it, because I didn't, she set them on the dining room table. So when I walked in, I, walked right past it. She said, what'd you do that for? I said, because you've done the beyond mother had. And for that, I have to thank you for, because you don't have to, you know what I mean? She said, but I want to. It's my choice. I said, and I thank you for that, because when it got bad, because God gonna take you through the storm every time. She clocked it. She was there, even 4.5 hours away. She was like, "Listen, this is what we gonna do." So, I love her with everything I got. Also, she just did it. Also, again, to his mom, we just coming home. We had to get a car seat for even to bring able to bring him home, because they had to do this car seat test and everything. And I'm like, oh Lord, what we gonna do? Because we've been in the hospital all this time. I'm not working because again, I've been in the hospital. So his mother was like, don't even worry about it. Next thing I know, she called and she says, I'm downstairs at the hospital entrance. Tell him come downstairs and get this car seat. It's really the simple things with them. Even the Godfather of the baby, let me tell you something. He goes beyond the scope of Godfather. When I tell you, he is amazing, man, and I love him with everything. And I tell him that every day. And he gets sick of me saying it. He does a lot, and I thank God for him to be in my man's life and my baby's. Okay, it's just the list. This goes on, and that uncle boy. Listen. The best thing about living somewhere where people have known you for so long, they particularly end up becoming like your family. And when you accomplish things in your life, they want to be a part of it. So when I met him, they wanted to meet him. And they off the rip, of course, a lot of men, these men in particular, don't usually like people, but they loved him. And they treat him like a nephew off the rip. The day I found out I was pregnant, I think I told them based off my first sonogram. No, my second sonogram. Because the first one you get, you really can't see much. But when I told them, they were so excited, so excited. So when God put people in your life, I promise you, some people are meant to be permanent, some people will be temporary, but these are the best permanent people ever to have. Top of the notch. Um, so baby has an appointment today. I got him dressed. When I tell you, he has a lot of clothes, but I'm grateful um, for everybody who's done anything in his life. I don't care how big it is, how small it was. I'm grateful for it. Currently, now he's 1 month old. We're going to doctor today to find out how much weight he gained because he drinks like the house is on fire. I go to my appointment next week. I literally now weigh 174 pounds. When I tell you, that scale said 174. I told the nurse, "Are you for real? Like, is this scale broke?" She said, "No, why you say that?" I said, "Because all pregnancy I was like 190, 190, between 190 and 194. Now I'm 174. And I'm actually cool with that weight, though. Cool with it. Um, I'm doing a whole lot better. Again, taking it slow. I'm still a turtle. I'm not yet a rabbit. I'm not trying to be a rabbit yet. Maybe in another month I'll be a rabbit. But I'm still staying in my turtle lane. Um, I thank God for the journey. I thank God for the experience. You know, I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Even before even before I had him, I thought it was very beautiful to um, for a woman to bring something so beautiful into the world. So I'll give kudos to women for just that. Um, and now I know how that feels now. So, um, so yeah, I'm 174 now. So I'm not complaining. I'm actually cool with it. I hope to keep it like that, honestly, and maintain it. Do I want to lose any more weight? I'm cool with that. If I lose like maybe another 10 pounds, will be fine. Um, I'm cool with like 150, 160, like. So again, if it's meant to be that, it'll be that. So everything that was supposed to happen. And it's funny because my due date is this weekend. It was literally March the 14th. Like, ain't that crazy? So, um, so yeah. But again, God had other plans. Um, the only party we're gonna have, because I told you we had an engagement party. If you don't know, it's on my Instagram. I was so pregnant at the time of when I'm still pregnant when all the pictures got posted. Um, so you can see them along with the sonogram and everything. Um, next party will be the wedding reception. And what's so funny is part of me doesn't want a wedding reception now. Um, I remember back in the day I wanted a real wedding. Now I'm like, no, I don't want all that. Courthouse, have a nice family party, and I'm cool and I'm good. Um, and depending on when I want this party, um, I might just want to ask my uncle, can I have it at his house? Because I'm not inviting nobody but the fam bam. Like, And my family is humongous, you know. And I don't usually, I've never asked, can I have anything at his house before? So I would definitely ask him to see if it's okay. If not, there is a plan B that I can do. So definitely won't be here because my family's too big. No, it's not going to be. But stay tuned for that because I want to wear my dress. And I might have to get it altered in because the weight that I was when I tried it on isn't the weight that I am now. So that's a whole nother crazy discussion, a rabbit hole. But outside of that, life is great. God is good. I'm very blessed. Um, I go back to work at the end of next month. Um, so right now I'm just enjoying baby boy time of him getting all my entire attention. And that's pretty much it. So, oh, let me show you baby boy. Knocked out, okay? So, keep following me on all my social media platforms. Keep showing love. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, all that Miss Queen _Libra. Um, Follow him. He has same thing. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Snapchat, all that. Be more _Little Stevie 22. He streams Madden, 2K, WWE, Call of Duty. Yeah, Madden, 2K, Call of Duty, wrestling, UFC, Dragon Ball Z. So that's the six. Yeah, that's the 6 ones he do. So go check him out with that. He posts videos on YouTube all the time. YouTube name is the same thing as everything else, and so my YouTube is also the same name as everything else. Continue to show love. Thank y'all so much. Continue to keep us in prayer. Continue to keep us lifted. Hope everybody have a blessed day. Happy Friday. And I will see y'all later. Bye.